Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be learning how to make this pirate chef's cap or a scrub cap. So I'm not with my tape right now, but imagine that this cord is our tape, okay? Now for this cap, we need four measurements. The first measurement is the one that starts from your forehead all the way to the crown. Now the crown is where I am pointing right now and it should align with your ears. So you place your tape on your forehead where you want your cap to begin and measure all the way to your crown. For this measurement, I got 5 inches. Now for the second measurement, you measure from your crown again all the way to the end of your hair. Now for this, the end of your hair is also called the nape. So you place your tape from the crown to the nape of your head, and whatever you get, you mark that down. For this measurement here, I got 10.5 inches. For the third measurement, you are going to measure your crown from side to side. Now to get the actual side to side, you start from where your head starts curving down, like where it starts slanting down, and then you measure from side to side. For this one, I got 8 inches. And the last measurement is where you measure the nape of your head, the horizontal measurement of the nape of your head. And for there, I got 4 inches. Now let's start drafting. Now we're going to start by drafting our start line. So this is me drafting our start line on the pattern paper. After that, on the midpoint of the paper, I also went ahead to draft a line there. Now this line should be enough to accommodate any measurements that we take on both sides. So after drafting the line on the midpoint of the paper, from the start line, I came down by our first measurement, which is 5 inches. From the start line again, I also came down by the second measurement, which is 10.5 inches. Then on that 5 inches mark, I came in on both sides by our third measurement, which is 8 inches. So I came in on both sides by 4 inches. And when I was done, I'll just go ahead and connect the 4 inches together to form a straight line. So this is me making sure that they are exactly on the 5 inches mark. And when I was done, I went ahead to connect them with a ruler. Now on the 10.5 inches mark, we'll go ahead and mark our last measurement, which is 4 inches. So on both sides, I came out by 2 inches. And this is me just making sure that the 2 inches I came out is exactly on that 10.5 inches mark. And when I was done, I went ahead to connect it with a ruler. Now after that, on the start line, I came in by half of our first measurement, which is 5 inches divided by 2, that's 2.5. I was supposed to mark 2.5, but I marked 2, which was a mistake. Then on the 5 inches mark, I came down by 1 inch. And after that, I'll just go ahead and connect all these points to form a curve. Now just watch as I do that. Now, following the line on the midpoint of our paper, I'm going to use that to fold our pattern into two, and after folding it, I'm going to cut our pattern out. Now, after cutting, this is what we have. So I'm going to keep this aside so that we can draft the rest. So for the other side, I started by drafting our start line again. And from the start line, I went ahead to mark our first measurement again, which is 5 inches. And after drafting our first measurements, from the midpoint of our first pattern, we are going to measure all the way to our 5 inches mark, following the curved parts of the pattern, as you all can see. And whatever we have, we're going to use that to mark it on this other pattern. So here I got 7.5 inches. So from that 5 inches mark, I marked the 7.5 inches there, and then I went ahead to connect it with a ruler, as you all can see. Now this is going to serve for the top part of the cap. Now from the 5 inches all the way down to the end of the cap, we'll just place it exactly on the line we drew and trace it out just as you all can see. Now, after tracing it out, the last thing to do is to draft out the rope for the cap. So the rope can be as long as you want it to be. As you all can see, I'm using my hand just to draft this part out because it is the rope. So for this rope, actually, if you want to follow my measurements, I used 12.5 inches for the rope. I think when I was sewing, I still added extra 5 inches. So it can be long as you want it to be. So this is it for the second part of the cap. So for this upside, we're going to cut it on a fold, while for the side, we're going to add 1/2 inch sewing allowance. Now for the other side, this side that is going to rest on the forehead, if you want to have that design that shows like a folded, if you want to have that folded design that is on the forehead, you can go ahead and come in by the size of fold you want it to be. And after coming in by that, you can actually just cut it out, make a fold and join it back. Now, this is if you are using a material that the wrong side and the right side is not the same shade. But if you are using a material that both the front and the wrong side and the right side looks alike, I'm going to show you all how to do that. Now, as you all can see, I've gone ahead to cut out my pattern on the fabric. I added 1/2 inch on all the sides of the round pattern, and on the down part, I added 1 inch because we're going to fold the down part. Now, for this long part, as you all can see, I added my 1/2 inch on the side, and for the folded design on the cap, as you all can see, I didn't cut it out to join it back later because my material is the same shade both front and back. So instead, I added extra 2 inches to my actual pattern, which will serve as the fold as well as sewing allowance. So I notched the midpoint, and this pattern is cut on a fold. As you all can see, this is the full length of it. So now the next thing we're going to do is to start sewing. So I brought back the first pattern, our rounded pattern. So I'm going to notch the midpoint, and after notching the midpoint, I'm going to place both midpoints of the round parts with the midpoint of the long part together, and then we're going to sew it all around from the midpoint to the end of the cap. So the same way I do it on this side, I'm also going to do it on the other side from the midpoint to the end. But before sewing, we'll make sure to fold the down part of our rounded cap. Now, after sewing, this is what we have. As you all can see, our cap is already forming in shape. And for the folded design, this is how it is. Now, for the inner part of the cap, I also went ahead to fold any rough edges using French seam. Now, the last thing we're going to do is to fold the rope, just to hem the end of the rope to make it look neat. And as you all can see, the end of the rounded side, I also folded it as well. So I'm done hemming the rope, and this is how it is. Our cap is sitting pretty and it looks neat. So I've come to the end of our pirate chef's hat or our scrubs cap, whichever one you call it, it is totally fine. So if you found my video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, like, yeah, and share this to as many people that you think that it will be helpful to. So for those of you that saw the pink cap in the beginning, this is it. And I'm going to see you all in my next one. Bye.